15 years. When we first started dating and all that shit, it was fucking, dude, the sex is fucking phenomenal. Like, you know, the freaky shit. Let's watch porn, let's fucking do it all. And now, 15 years later, like, it's like once a year, one more thing just gets taken away. I don't like that. I don't want to do that. You know, I never liked that, she's telling me. So now I'm like having fucking purity sex. You know what I mean?
You're too dude. You're too accessible to her. That's what the problem is. When you hunt, right? For men, what's our hunt? What are we hunting? We are hunting pussy. Absolutely. So when you get it, she has to kind of keep doing something to keep you kind of chasing her. Like, you can't. Once she gives you the pussy, if you feel like you can get it anytime you want and any way you want, you lose a little bit of that luster to chase her. It's like we have to go hunt something. That's why we cheat, and that's why our cheating is not personal.
Right. So, again, the idea is if she feels she has you, then the bedroom fun drops off, right? So the best relationship is one where the girl doesn't know 100% if she has you. She doesn't know that, like, if she does the wrong thing, you could leave. That's basically the idea. And if she thinks that no matter what she does, you'll never leave, then it's over. You have no relationship. You're just a slave at that point.
Our cheating is just hunting. Now, what do you think?
Absolutely,
what do you think their hunt is? Because they're hunting for something too. What do you think that is?
Who the fuck knows, dude? Because you know what? It changes every.
They're hunting your manhood.
Whatever.
That's an interesting observation. Though I disagree. I wouldn't say that the manhood is what's being hunted. I would say that security is what's being hunted, right? They want 100% assurance that they will be secure in the future. And when they have it, then in her eyes, you are an abject beta male. And because you're an abject beta male, there's no need to reproduce with you. All you're good for is resources. So the point is, the girl is trying to determine by her own filters whether you're really who you say you are, or you're that guy, the guy that gives her 100% guaranteed security. Hello and welcome to heliosblog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. If you're new to the channel, liking the content, hit that sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just go there and subscribe to the Nebula tier. Again, it's patreon.com/theheliosblog. Also, you could drop me a donation like Tom here, shout outs to him. Link is in the description. Let's continue.
Whatever she hunted, Eric, she got from you.
That's right.
She got you. She got what they call a comfort zone.
That's
she
right.
Got, her self-esteem is high.
That's right.
And she got security. A good relationship, I'm telling you, is when a woman is just a little bit insecure. And I don't mean...
That's right. It doesn't mean you're like hitting her or anything like that. It just means she knows that at any point you could leave righteously if she doesn't stay in line. And so she is incentivized to stay in line.
You tell a bitch her breath stink or she's fat. You just make her think that at any moment you could leave. Like she's not completely she doesn't have you. You understand
That's right.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You gotta make her not want to have you, but you can't do it and tap into her anger. You can't make her go fuck you. You can't make her go ah. You have to just go, hey baby, you know I'm just gonna go on out. Give her a kiss when you go out, and show something else some love. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, now Dante.
So, here's the idea. Like, if you want to inspire that sort of behavior, right? The strategy is to have a life outside of the girl, right? Because when you do have a life outside of the girl, she's always wondering what you're doing when you're not around, right? And you're not texting all the time. And you let the imagination do the work. Like, you don't have to actually be out there talking to other girls, but you could be. And that's the point, right? And this is why I don't recommend you get into a serious relationship until you're like 30, until you have, you know, like an end count of 50 plus, etc. The reason is because you will have the correct behaviors then. And not only this, you'll have the skill set to be able to pivot should you need to, right? Should at some point the girl, go feral, you can very easily just decide, okay, this isn't for me anymore. I'm out. I'm gonna go seek my options elsewhere, right? And you can just go and do that. That's the idea. So a lot of men who are in this guy's position, who called into the Patrice O'Neal show, a lot of guys who are in that position, what they need to do is they need to go to the gym. They need to start, improving themselves beyond what they were before. And more than this, you need to have a life outside of your girl, so that, absence makes the heart grow fonder is the expression there.
Is married. Now, I talked to this motherfucker, and Dante claimed, I asked him this, do you think it will ever end? Like, I think, because I'm not married to my woman, that I gotta keep pimping the bitch. I gotta keep,
that's right,
like, constantly keeping my shit going so that this bitch is kind of confused.
That's right.
But I asked, does it end when you get married? Now, do you think it ends when you get married?
I think you have to keep, like you say, you have to pimp your girl.
You have to pimp your wife?
If you're married, you have to pimp harder, because she's around you 24/7. She knows all your tricks, and after a while, the little tricks that you would normally keep her interested,
right,
it don't work. So you gotta be consistently inconsistent.
Interesting. Well, anyway, the idea is this. What you need to do is you need to have boundaries that you never let up on, right? Every time those boundaries are pushed on, you're immediately checking the girl. That's the solution, right? You never let anything go, and forever. Like, anytime the behavior ever slips, that is when you point it out. Anytime, every time. And that's the key to maintaining a good long-term relationship. Otherwise, the behavior is just going to slip and get worse and worse and worse over time. And eventually, you won't even recognize the person you're with anymore, because you let them slide to that point, right? So for men, at least, your relationships are a representation of what you allow. So if you allow the relationship to go to that point, that's what's going to happen.
Different.
At all times.
So you wake up, she knows what your favorite breakfast is, right? She knows what you're going to eat for dinner. She knows what you're thinking. She knows. Here's what you do. When she thinks she's going to assume what you like she cook you some eggs, you throw the shit on the ground. Bitch, how the fuck you know what I want to eat? I want oatmeal.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What he said, what he just said about that, keep it consistent, inconsistent. Now, here's the fucked up thing. She's whittled down this fucking sex until it's fucking completely uniform and it's fucking her way. I'm like, all right, you get in, and I know.
Well, let me ask you this: Are you
as a fucking guy? If a chick does something to you physically that you like tonight, you're gonna like that forever. If
she pimping you, nigga.
Yeah.
Son, Eric, listen, sweetie, hold on a minute. Let me tell you something. You gotta. Your ego has been bruised. I'm gonna tell you what she did. She got you. You're behind an 8-ball right now. And the only way to get from behind the 8-ball, right, and the only way to not be in a situation where you are caught in some kind of fucked up game is to not play. Do you understand?
Right. That's right. So if she wants to play these games, it's very simple, right? The solution is, yeah, you want to treat me this way? Okay. There will be a person that doesn't, right? And that's it. As a man, your power is your ability to walk away. So if you're not being treated at the standard of what you'd like to be treated as, then you just walk away. Like, we're not out here taking that kind of terrible treatment. We're not out here taking it. Because, again, guys, you provide more to the relationship than she does. So why would she rule you? Utterly ridiculous concept.
Learn that for war games. Do not play. She got you. This is where your anger's coming from. Listen to me, man. Your anger's coming from the fact that she got your balls.
That's right.
You understand? So you can't, don't be mad. Don't be gangster now. Don't be like, fuck that. She got your balls. She done made you go when y'all fuck. She did something. She probably lick your asshole. She probably lick your taint, suck your help. She makes you come anytime she wants. The feeling that have you ever fucked a bitch and then afterwards you looked at her and go,
she's trembling.
I got that bitch. That's what she did to you. And so you got to step back, and this is what you got to do, man. You got to embrace. If you don't want to cheat on it, I'm not going to condone going out to cheat, but
That's
you might
right.
have to do that. But what you do is you learn how to love jerking your dick. You learn how to just like to come. You're addicted, and you can't, if you're on heroin, right, you can't just say, you know what, I don't want to be on heroin anymore. Yeah. You have to, the first thing they say about addiction is you have to admit that you're addicted. You're addicted to this bitch. She got you addicted to something that you think you can't live without. But I'm going to tell you, nigga, if you start squirting off about 5, 6, or 7 of them each week, how old are you, by the way?
Well, I'm 10 steps ahead of you. I'm 35.
You're 35, dude.
I'm a professional fucking masturbator. And the worst part is half the time she fucking rolls over and I'm like, nah, not tonight. I'm like, all right. I fucking whip it out. I take it right there. Fucking right. I'm like, and then I look over like, you think
but you gotta stop. You gotta stop saying not tonight, Eric. See, that's the thing. You're playing games. You're trying to force her to be into you, dude. You got to step back.
That's right. You can't. Desire can't be negotiated. So you can't convince a girl to be into you. The way to do that is to simply pursue your other options, right? To pull away is the way. Okay. Here is an article by Rollo Tomasi. It's called The Plan. For the longest time, I never had a plan. Oh, I knew what I wanted to do in life, something artistic, publicly recognizable, flamboyant, but the path to get to that reality was never really concrete for the 17 to 19-year-old mind. First and foremost, I wanted to get laid. I had aspirations and I recognized my innate talents, but I really had no plan. At first, I did what most conditioned losers do at 17 and followed the official script approved by the feminine imperative. Nice guy, to rapport, to comfort, to commitment, to monogamy, and if magical predestined bedroom fun happened to be graced upon me at one of these stages, then it was all the confirmation of process any loser required. But I still had no plan. It felt like a plan, but it never quite played out as the plan once that plan came together. Serial monogamy with a oneitis girlfriend seemed like a plan. That's what the imperative had always reinforced, and it seemed logical. Man, did I ever hate the guys who had the capacity to entertain multiple women concurrently. How could the women so enthralled by these players not see their deviation from the official approved script? Didn't they know they were wrong in their deviation? Why did women reward them with bedroom fun and intimacy, and why did they do so without the prerequisite steps laid out and improved by the imperative's teaching? The feminine imperative always taught me women were to be treated with default respect, as gender equals, as rationally acting, and as independent an agent as myself. Could they not rationally conclude, as I did, that they themselves were rewarding the very men who deviated from the plan that the imperative had set before all of us? That's exactly right. And this is what makes men just absolutely lose their mental, right? Is this. I didn't realize it at the time, but what I failed to consider is that women's innate hypergamy was in conflict with the plan of the feminine imperative. Later in life, the male offspring of the feminine imperative, the betas, would come to realize the true plan of the imperative and the supporting provisioning role it conditions them in for raising other men's genetic legacies, or their own less than optimal ones. Either by self-realization or self-actualization, men, even the most beta, usually come to realize the plan of the imperative. For some, it's a sad realization, too late to really do much of anything but moderate the impact the plan had. For others, it might be freeing in a post-divorce separation. And still for others, it's the relief of having sidestepped the consequences of a life-impacting ideology. There's a clever saying that goes, man plans and God laughs. It's kind of endearing, but it really amounts to another saying by the world's most famous beta. Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Or in other words, it is what it is, and you never really had any influence over the circumstances that have led to your present conditions. I used to believe this. I used to think that having a plan was more or less irrelevant, because ultimately you're never really in control of what happens to you. My mother used to give me grief about being obsessed with bodybuilding and staying in shape. She'd say, you never will know what tomorrow will bring. You could get cancer or hit by a bus, and then all that fussing of your body will be a waste. I remember telling her, yes, but this is how I want to look now. I won't care about it in a casket. Those are always some interesting conversations, but the fact is I really had no plan for myself of my own creation. Failing to plan is planning to fail. My Marine buddies like this line. In the military, I'm sure it's a great mantra, but how many of us allow things to happen to ourselves as a result of not having and sticking to a plan? I'm not saying we ever have complete control over our circumstances, but when we don't have a plan, the plans of others influence the consequences of our own conditions. As I illustrated above, when a young man has no plan, the feminine imperative is already there with its own, ready to fill that void for its own purposes, ready to convince that young man that its plan was really his own concept. One thing I've always advised the high school forum readers on the SoSwap forums is to plan for success when they sarge a girl they like. So many of these young men get so absorbed in the mechanics and anxieties of asking a girl out or maneuvering to become intimate that they don't plan for success. I tell them to expect success, and so to plan for that, and there's a foundational reason for this. If you don't have a plan, well, even if she agrees to a date, you're going to make a mess of it, basically. All right, back to the video.
Embrace the fact that you're jerking off unless you go, wink, wink, get some side pussy. And I know jerking off is not the same feeling as some warm pussy, but you might have to beat your dick to the point where she gets like and another thing too, while my mind is moving, you sure she not fucking somebody else?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's the
Oh man, yeah, that's the sad reality, right? And in 2022, it's even more of a sad reality, right? These girls, they think they have you, right? They think they like when they're in a marriage with you, they think they have you and they can do whatever they want, right? Because if you divorce, you lose your money, you lose your children, you lose everything. And so they then go and get a guy on the side and they, have bedroom fun with Chad while you have to go and support them. And this is like utterly ridiculous nonsense, but I mean, it can happen. And it happens to many men too, which is really sad, to be honest.
Oh, no, definitely not. I know that for a fact. I don't want to be so stupid to say I know that for a fact, but no, it's very unlikely.
How do you know though? Was she horny when she met you?
Yeah, but not. She wasn't like.
Why isn't she horny now, dude? What's wrong with her now? She's sick. Did her pussy fall off? What happened?
That's what I'm saying. He's fucking. She's all into it. It's back to where it was again. But the problem is that it's just getting her into
manipulative when it's not happening.
She's controlling you, dude.
She's getting a kick out of that.
Take her power. Take that pussy power. What, Kathleen?
I think why can't they just both have sex with other people? It's over.
Because in a relationship, it's men and women are not the same, right? If the man is sleeping with other girls, he can do that without emotional attachment. Girls can't do that unless they have like an end count of 50 plus. So nobody wants to be married to a girl with an end count of 50 plus. So that's why they can't both do it. But yeah, I understand what Patrice is saying. He's saying, basically she has control over the guy, and because she has control, she's now not attracted because the man needs to be in control. She has power over you, and because women are hypergamous, they want a man who's superior, right? So if the girl is in control of the relationship, then the man is miserable. Well, and by extension, so is the woman, right? If the man is in control of the relationship, everything is fine. But these girls in their shit tests, endless tests, they can erode your masculinity away, and then they are like better than you, right? And so you have to be on top of that basically and prevent that. Again, it's not really surprising when men say that they're walking away because like again, imagine all of that, and marriage also favors women too.
Like she doesn't want to have sex.
It's not over. I'm gonna tell you
with him.
It's
yeah.
him.
No.
It's him not. It's not over. It's him not pimping his marriage.
Thank you very much.
You got. If you're playing chess.
Hold on, Dante. What, Eric?
No, I was gonna say the rest of the relationship is great. No issues. We got kids. We got the whole thing, and kids are a bitch too with sex. But the rest of the relationship is freaking great. We get along. We're good friends. All that bullshit. All that emotional shit that women want.
Wait, so you're good. Wait, you're good friend. You're good friends until you do the hard poke in the small of her back.
He loves her.
Well, then you're not.
Yeah,
happy.
she loves me. She loves me
Yes.
undoubtedly, unquestionably.
I'm gonna tell you what you're sounding.
Yeah. So again, here is an old adage, but it's a good one here. If you're not the boyfriend, you're the girlfriend, right? So if you're like best friends and like she's your everything and all of that, then you're going to have a bad time, because girls don't want a friend. Like, and guys also don't want a friend. That's just, the feminine imperative says that because it wants girls to have friend-zoned husbands so that they have more control over them, so that their security is assured, right? But it doesn't lead to happy, stable marriages. It actually leads to misery and eventual divorce. So your wife is not your friend. Your wife is your wife. And there are actions and behaviors that she is required to do that if she's not doing, she's not meeting her side. And if she's not meeting her side, there is no need for you to remain in such an arrangement, right? And the sad part is that the state encourages this bad behavior, right? It encourages basically women to be bad wives because when they divorce, they get cash and prizes, right? So it's kind of ridiculous.
Let me tell you what you just said. Everything you said that was good about the relationship is what bitches think.
That's right. Exactly.
We got the kids. We got the fam.
That's right.
The shit she told you, nigga. You being pimped. Do you
That's
understand?
right.
Don't get mad.
That's what I'm telling you.
That's
what I'm saying to you, is that the shit she would say is good. It is good. It's there. That's what they want. That's what women want. Emotion.
Yeah. They say they want that, but that's not actually what they want. What they actually want is a winner. They want a guy who's better than them in every way. Taller, stronger, smarter, in control, more charismatic, more intelligent. I already said more intelligent, makes more money, etc. They want polarity. They want you to do what the man does, which is lead, and they want themselves to do what the girl does. That is fundamentally what's wrong with this relationship. You fall into the frame of doing everything that the girl wants, but she's not giving you what you want. So you're not we're not out here getting in relationships where you give them everything and they don't give you what you want. That's ridiculous. Obviously.
Connection. That shit's there.
Then you have to take that away from her. If that's what she
right.
wants,
Exactly.
Then you have to take away from her.
Exactly. It's a mutually assured destruction. If you're not going to give me what I desire, then why should I give you what you desire? That's exactly right. That's exactly the attitude.
What she wants until she gives you what you want.
What's she
That's
addicted to, Eric?
I have no idea.
You don't
you know what she likes.
You got some motherfucking work. You don't know what she's addicted to? What is she addicted to? What can't she live without?
I don't know. Career and kids.
Eric,
she's
can
a
I
career
ask you,
woman.
do you know if she masturbates?
No, she does not.
Oh,
She'll
okay,
do
there's
that
a
with
problem.
me, but she won't do it on her own. And I tell her
She's getting off on the power.
Yeah, dude.
She's getting off on,
Eric,
the power.
we gotta go, but I'm gonna leave you with this, man. I'm telling you, what you gotta figure out and walk around with what she's addicted to.
Right. So you no, it's like here's the thing. Girls want a winner, right? And what they want to know is that they are in a monogamous relationship with a winner, that they convinced him to be monogamous, right? So again, you have to internalize the concept of you being the prize. And if she's not giving you what you want, you're the prize. There will be a girl that will. That's the concept there. All right, let's go on to the Reddit post here. My wife, 23 female, cheated on me, 24 male, earlier this year. We've tried to work through it, but now I feel like I want to leave and feel guilty. Context. I grew up Mormon, and so did my wife. We met when we were 17 and dated for 2 years before getting married. I always felt like we were pressured by our parents to get married young, and I was always bedroom fun interested, so I definitely let my hormones make a lot of decisions for me. Since then, I've always had an issue where she meets guys at work or whatever and just gets really flirty with them, gets their number and adds them on Snapchat and just talks to them even more than she'll talk with me. And she goes out of her way to not let me see when she's messaging them. And one day at work, she messaged me that she was taking a nap and would be hard asleep, which was really unusual for her to say something like that. So I told my work I'd take an attendance hit and got home early to check in on her. When I got home, she wasn't there. And she'd left her phone there, so I couldn't call her. But it was about 2 hours later she came home and I thought she'd cheated on me. But she told me she'd gone climbing with some friends, which wasn't unusual, but she was the only girl there and she knew I'd be uncomfortable with that. So I told her that crossed a boundary for me. And she said, okay, but isn't happy about it because she's always had guy friends. We moved on past that and everything was good for a while until about 2 years ago. So guys, we're not out here letting our girls have friends, like male friends, have Snapchat, be talking to male friends. This is called her having orbiters. And so what's the idea? The second that you slip in her eyes, she's going to drop you for an orbiter. She's going to branch swing. Like, no, we're not encouraging this kind of behavior. We moved around a lot before buying a condo in Las Vegas, and I got a nice job that sucked the life out of me, but I worked for 3 years to try to get this job, which was supposed to be my dream job. We previously were strong Mormon members, but I decided to get tattoos and try drinking, and she got a job at a liquor store and started drinking and having people over almost every weekend. Her being flirty with guys was emphasized whenever she was drunk. She'd laugh and touch their hand or leg, for example, in a flirtatious way, which made me uncomfortable. Yeah, this is not your girl, this is everybody's girl. I was going through some pretty severe depression because at this point I'd been let go from my dream job and everything I worked for kind of fell apart in terms of my career. And I just became reclusive, got pretty addicted to video games, and she told me she thought about leaving me multiple times. Fast forward a few months and I finally decided to put myself out there again. Got a job doing solar sales with my brother-in-law. I told her I'd stay up there during the week and work and come home on weekends until I had enough money to move us up and sell our condo, which ended up being only about 4 weeks and we found a place to move into. Well, I kept that job for about another month before the managers closed up because someone had been stealing a ton of money. Ended up getting a job with my wife driving forklifts. And we did that for a while, but our relationship got pretty rocky when I found out she'd been messaging one of the coworkers from the liquor store, who she told me would always hit on her and make bedroom fun comments to her. This upset me and I told her she shouldn't be messaging someone who clearly doesn't care about her or her best interest and has treated her the way she was treated by him previously. She agreed and told me she wouldn't message him anymore, but about 2 weeks later she was in bed asleep when her phone started ringing, and I checked and it was he calling her. So I admittedly went through her phone and saw they'd been messaging for about a month all day, morning and night, saying really dirty things that she wouldn't even say to me, exchanging nudes and talking about running away together or meeting up. I tried to wake her up, but she was extremely drunk. I couldn't even sleep. The next day we talked and she tried to blame it on the drinking, but she knew that wasn't true because they talked for a month. She said she knew it was wrong and didn't know why she didn't stop. We talked for about 5 hours and in the end we decided to work it out. It'd been almost a year, but I have an incredibly hard time trusting her, and I feel like she's gotten really comfortable and I'm still far from healed. We argued today when it was brought up again and it flooded me with all the emotions of betrayal all over again. I don't feel like our relationship is healthy and I feel like someone like her has a lot of room to grow. I feel guilty for writing this. So guys, got married young. Girl isn't attracted to the husband or respects him, treats him like utter garbage, and cheats on him multiple times. Guys, if she cheats on you once, she'll cheat on you again. So, relationship is done. Sorry. Okay, let's see the top comment. 51 upvotes. Brother, get out. 28 upvotes. Infidelity is explicitly given as a legitimate reason for divorce in scripture for this reason. Having to carry the burden of how she betrayed your trust is not required of you as a spouse. You don't have to feel guilty. I'm sorry you're going through this. It sounds like you each have personal struggles aside from your marriage, and I'm hoping for the best for you. Okay guys, we're going to end the video there. Again, if you're new to the channel, liking the content, hit that sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content. Patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just go there and subscribe to the Nebula tier. Again, it's patreon.com/theheliosblog. If you'd like to give me a donation link is in the description. You can do that like Tom M. Shoutouts to him. And thanks so much, guys, for listening to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it, especially if you took the time to listen to the whole thing. You guys are wonderful, and I will see you next time.